What's up, YouTube? I just wanted to update y'all on my Kyosho Mad Twin build. I call it the Mad Twin is because I now have one. My son, my son's vehicle down there. That's why I call it the twin is because I have one now. I know in my previous video, I had said that I was gonna pretty much run this thing stock for a while because I was, I didn't want to I wanted to run this with a metal spur gear versus a plastic one, but then I was just like, I'm gonna upgrade it to, you know, brushless anyway, so I might as well just get to it. So which brings me to this video. One of my commenters said that he wanted to see what I was gonna do to my vehicle, what upgrades I'm installing and whatnot, and hopefully this video is informative and will help somebody out there. So I guess first off, since I mentioned the spur gear, this I was in the middle of upgrading this vehicle anyway, so I decided, I was just doing some browsing and just recently, last week, I noticed that this spur gear was back in stock, and this is the metal replacement. Keep in mind, all these parts are all OEM Kyosho parts. These are their quote-unquote HD upgrades. Their HD upgrades obviously is just pretty much going from metal to metal from plastic. So this is the first. So this is the first upgrade I want to talk about, which is the metal spur gear. Again, I said I was gonna run it brushed for a while, but I was like, even if I strip this out, I was like, I could just get up the plastic ones they have in stock, so I could have just replaced it. But since I found it, I decided, okay, let me replace this. So it's a stock spur gear. You just replace your old components from the stock plastic setup, plastic spur gear to the new one. And that's that right there. And then if you're going brushless, I highly recommend this one, this center drive shaft right here. I stated that in my previous videos that there's a lot of deflection. And while I was at it, I was able to find these HD the center drive shaft cups. These are steel. So I did one for the front right here, and I did one for the rear. So I know my son's vehicle has just the rear and not the front, but the front seems to be holding up fine. But brushless, guys, if there's anything that if you want to go brushless, straight into brushless, if there's a part that you gotta upgrade, just go straight to this right here. You leave everything else stock, and if you're able to get this spur gear, but this is the main thing right here, and you should be good to go. But I added some upgrades on some more upgrades on my vehicle, just because I through some experiences and just because I wanted to. So yeah, so we did the center drive shaft, we did the steel center drive shaft cups, we did the spur gear. Those I feel like at the very minimum, this center drive shaft right here, man, if you're going brushless. The motor I'm gonna touch on last because there's an issue when you install the motor on this vehicle. But the next upgrade that I wanted to talk about was these steering knuckles. So these steering knuckles, with my son's vehicle, his actually broke, like right here on the bottom, right? It just popped right out of this little pivot ball right here. So I figured, okay, well, that's a part that I need to that could use some upgrade if I ever do it. And we ended up upgrading it on my son's vehicle. So through experience, I upgraded my vehicle as well. And while I was at it, I upgraded the pivot balls, which come plastic on this, which comes stock, which is plastic when it comes stock. Just cause this upgrade is not necessary. And these wheel hubs I upgraded as well. I did that because there were several times where when my son's wheel came off, it got loose. This wheel hub came off because this is something that you just press fit in, and it's held when you by the wheel when you're mounting the wheel on. So this is nice because there's 3 screws that hold it in. So if your wheel comes off, you know, theoretically you don't. This is not gonna go flying off. And then the next upgrade that I wanted to do was these. I'm not sure if you can see it. These Diff cups. These Diff cups are steel. So I did that for the front and rear. This is the front. The rears are in the back, but those are upgraded as well. Again, my son's vehicle is stock, so it's been running fine. It's, you know, I haven't seen any noticeable, like, I mean, a lot of it's just wear and tear, but I haven't seen like any major, you know, issues with it. So he's still running the plastic diff cup, so that's optional if you want to do it. I did it because these are like the most. I did the parts where, you know, where it sees a lot of action, you know what I mean, the parts that rotate or that move a lot. So that's why I did that. And then let me see, I think that's pretty much it, you know. I'm just waiting on like some grease that's coming in. I came across one of Tony's videos from CCXRC, so big shout out to Tony from CCXRC. I know that he's been using the grease for a while. It's called Utter Butter. I know a lot of guys been using that for a while, and at least the guys that build trucks or just in the hobby in general. I'm a boat guy, so you know, any standard marine grease will work, but I just wanted to see what this Utter Butter was about, so I just wanted to try that in this vehicle. So that's why it's not. I'm just waiting for that to come in so I can put some on the front and rear diffs, on the gears. So we'll see, man. And if that works out great, you know what I mean, then I'll probably even use that on my boats for the flex shaft assemblies. But anyways, back to this. So the issue, I can only speak for the issue with this Hobbywing Max 10 motor. Now the motor is not the issue. This setup is actually the same exact setup. Well, my son's, we have the same exact setup in his vehicle, right? His is a 4,000 kV motor, which is fucking overpowered, and then this vehicle honestly is still is another overpowered vehicle. It's this time it's a 4,600 kV. You know, both vehicles I purchased the combo, so they both come with the 120 amp ESCs. But the issue that I found, when I can't speak for any brand, I can only speak for this brand, which is a Hobbywing, and the motor. The motor shaft is too long. And you see, if you could see this ridge on you know, on the chassis, this, if you notice right here, these are washers. This is actually 2 washers, right? You just get them at your local hardware store. So the issue is, if you use, this is a stock motor mount. If you use a stock motor mount and, you know, the dust plate that comes with the stock motor, and you put it in between the motor and the motor mount, this will actually end up, your pinion and your motor shaft will end up hitting this little ridge right here, and so you'll end up grinding it off. You know, I caught this early, like I when I installed the vehicle, I noticed that kept hitting, you know what I mean? So I had to, you know, on my son's vehicle, that's where I actually came across this issue. So with this vehicle, I already knew what to do, right? So when I first came across this issue with my son's vehicle, I was like, man, I gotta be able to fit, you know, there's gotta be a way around it. Fresh Squeeze RC has, I believe, the same setup. at least the same motor, as far as motor brand, and he's using the HD upgrade from Kyosho. So it's metal. It's a metal motor mount with a plate, a motor metal plate. Not motor metal plate. Sorry. Motor mount spacer, right? Which in the video, if you check his video out, when he's using the HD motor mount, the spacer that Kyosho provides looks almost as thick as this guy. So he probably didn't run into that issue. This HD motor mount from Kyosho is not in stock, so I don't know when that's gonna come in, and I didn't want to wait. So I figured that, there's got to be a way around it. And so when I came across this issue with my son's vehicle, this is what I did. So I'm just repeating the process for this vehicle. So if you look now with the spacers in there, it has adequate spacing, man. So this is really nice. I like this, man. I like this. So it's actually great too, because it's metal. So the spacer's metal. So it's not like this thing right here, this little dust plate. It's I don't know, it's like very thin G10, I think, or it's plastic, and it becomes brittle, so this stuff can crack. So this is nice. This is just some washers that two washers that you put together between the motor mount and the actual motor. And I use the dust plate as like a template to drill my holes. So that's it, man. So it works out great. Again, I did this with my son's vehicle, and it's worked out great. So this thing is pretty much almost done. I just have a connector to solder on to the ESC and grease, and I need to grease up the diffs, and we are good to go. And hopefully I can shoot some running footage with me and my son bashing together at the park near my home. But yeah, man, that's it. If you guys got any questions, just leave them in the comments below. I'll try to see if I can get back to you real quick right away. Current issue that I'm trying to solve right now is the steering link. I already broke two of these guys right here. So I know you could probably, they sell rod ends, and they actually sell threaded rods, M4 versus M3, take your pick. But I mentioned in my previous videos that this part broke on me, not the actual rod part, but the end. So the actual rod end it actually broke, it cracked right here, and so it would pop out of this pivot ball. So I'm trying to, it doesn't fail here, it fails here. So I'm trying to find a metal rod end. So I'm trying to piece something together that way it's more durable on this vehicle. But yeah, man, this is again, I said it in my previous videos, for the price of this vehicle, it's very fun, man. It's very, to me, it's very affordable. Good for bashing, good for just having fun, good. I mean, it's definitely a better upgrade. It's a step up from buying stuff from like your, if you want something hobby grade, yeah, this thing is affordable. I'm in the process of trying to build some monster trucks, so stay tuned for that, guys. Just been busy ever since my son got back on school with fall break. So I'll see if I can keep, I'll try to get these videos out as soon as I can. But yeah, man, I'll catch you guys later. I'll show everything once it's buttoned up, and we'll show some running footages with me and my son at the park, bashing with our vehicles, with our Mad vans. All right, peace.